Hi guys, and welcome to this video. How are you guys doing? Lots and lots of very intense and powerful energies now, and it has been for, I'd say, almost 3 weeks constantly. Powerful week. We had the last week of February and a lot of shifting happening now, and we will be experiencing the effects of all the activation that we have been going through recently. I will do my best to do this video. I've been down with a flu for a week and a half, and it still hasn't fully let go. So I'll see for how long my voice will go. But I really need to get some of this information out. So I hope it will be helpful for you. And if my voice shuts down, I will do another video as soon as I'm able to, with more of the information. So I'll go straight into it. Well, as you know, if you've listened to my previous videos, I always say that stay present with your experience. Stay present with what is in front of you at any moment and go with that, rather than just listening to what someone says, and especially when it comes to specific dates, timelines and all of this, because it's shifting all the time and energy is constantly in movement. So it's unfolding, how can I say this, not as specifically as we often want it to be or attach to. So having that in mind, we had a very powerful day, the 22nd of February 2022. The days leading up to it, there was a lot of energies building, and what I was shown prior to that date was that it would be sort of an ongoing activation and ongoing deeper embodiment of the higher aspect of you until the 27th of February. So it was sort of open and all unfolding in that whole period. What this means and what I've been shown now. So they said last week that things will change in the external that week, and I'm sure everyone is aware of what's going on in the world now. Even though I will say it's not necessarily how it looks like. There will be lots of narratives around this. And my heart goes out to anyone really deeply that is affected by what's going on. Be aware, though, not to go into too much fear or aggression, or try to release that and work with that, because the more we can come from a frequency of love, of including, that's the frequency we will move forward from. So be mindful, I will say, of what we have learned the past 2 years, and bring that into the things that are unfolding and will continue to unfold in the time coming, because it is not going to be less intense for a little while. Coming back to ourselves and remembering that from being in contact with ourselves and coming back and doing our own processes, doing the work ourselves in our personal lives, is what is shifting the collective. When we come from that point, and when we are in that, and when we truly commit to ourselves and we make the decisions needed, and we feel the emotions that are arising, and we take those steps, we will also get in contact with how will the most aligned way for me to take action in this world to create a better world. That is only emerging from within. It's not emerging from a reaction to something in the mainstream media, for example, which is creating a lot of fear, a lot of narratives, So I won't go too much into the situation specifically, but just keep in mind in the time coming, as I've been saying so many times earlier, there's a lot of invitations to get distracted and come back to what's happening in your life and take action from what is emerging. What do you feel inspired to take action on? How is it aligned for you? Because we all have pieces of the puzzle, and the more we can come back to ourselves and we can actually find what is our piece of the puzzle, the wheel starts turning. And there's a lot of shifting in the collective field now. The consciousness of the human collective is shifting all the time, so it's very difficult to try to predict what is going to happen, because it depends on the consciousness and how everything is going to shift. Every time it shifts, the timelines changes, and there's many potentials. Now, what they've been sharing this week is that there's a lot of energy now just about to blast up from the earth. This is going to move through the physical body. As this happens, so it's sort of been opening through the period that we have been in, and we have been receiving very high frequencies. We've been moved towards and more, how can I say, more of an activation and more of the frequency of the higher aspect of ourselves. Now, in the time coming, as all of this is coming up from the earth, because it's going to be full force, that means that we have to focus on just letting everything purge, because as that is moving through the body, everything which is of a lower frequency than what you held in that very activating time we just went through, everything that is in your body, and this is nothing right or wrong, it's nothing bad, it's just a lower frequency that was in the old version of you, that was a part of the programming you held, all of this, that is going to need to purge out. This can be wounds, it can be traumas, it can be physical things, it can be emotional, mental, it can be patterns, plenty of belief systems, all of these kind of things. It's individual to each and every one what is going to be purged. If we can stay focused on and committed to just letting that purge, not holding back or making it wrong or telling ourselves stories or creating narratives around what's going on, it's going to be much easier. So this is the main focus in the time coming. Let yourself purge whatever is coming up. Let yourself... So this is one of the most important things I really need to and want to say in this video, that they have just been saying constantly now. The most important focus is to let whatever comes up to be released from you. Whatever way is the right way for you. And if there is a lot coming up, it doesn't mean that you have gone back. It means that you have progressed, so we are ready to let it go. It just needs to come up to be seen, to be accepted, to be allowed and be integrated. And it will evaporate, because we're shifting really rapidly. So this is affecting the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the energetic body. Everything is starting to move towards more alignment, and everything is really changing on a deep physical level as well. As the earth will sort of blast up all this energy, we will also see that on the earth physically. And I've been mentioning this before, but more movement in the elements, more earthquakes, volcanoes, more movements in water, I would say it's a very high probability that we will see more of that in the time coming. And keep in mind as well that when you see things happening in the external now, it is a purging of the pain body of every aspect on this earth, because it can't move with us. We are moving towards a huge shift already in 2024. And there's a lot happening in a period of 10 years now, according to the information I'm receiving. And for all the changes that are going to happen only until 2024, there's a lot we need to clear. And this is happening now. So at the same time as we keep our focus mainly on what's happening in ourselves and letting that come out in the way it needs to, remember that what you see happening in the external is also a purging of other people's pain bodies, of lower frequencies of systems that are crumbling, because it can't be held anymore in the new frequency. And the frequency has shifted a lot. I'm really sorry. They said that the old will crumble with a loud noise. Don't take maybe things so personal in the time coming as well, in personal interactions, because others are, we will see a lot both on the global stage, a lot playing out. It will look very intense, and the more we can just observe and we can stay present and come back to ourselves rather than being drawn into it, the easier it will be to move through it. Coming from the heart when we take action is really important, because that's where we hold the new frequency. That's where the change happens. So that's where the alchemy really is happening. It's excuse me. It's the shifting and the changing of the lower frequencies and coming into the heart, alchemizing it in the heart, and then creating the new. So there will be a lot of creation. There will be a lot of creative energy starting moving through our bodies and through our systems, the more of this old that is being let go of. In the external, it can look very intense because other people, it depends a lot on the consciousness that someone holds, how it's going to be purged out. So a lot of projections, maybe a lot of reactions will probably happen. And so again, be aware of not going into that reaction when you see that happen, but just accept that other people are clearing things as well. And it really has a lot to do with where our level of consciousness is, not that as being better or worse than, it just is. So again, come back to you and take things a bit less personal in the time coming, and follow your intuition. Come back to your heart and stay very present. Let me just check my notes here. Yeah, they say that everything will come to the surface, and let yourself be open for this energy to move through your body. Everything needs to be cleared out. And with this energy from the earth, they said that the channels underneath the earth will be opening. And so it will start releasing high amounts of energy in a very high speed. And that is sort of force pushing for clearing and purging what is no longer aligned. So it's going to be a very powerful time on the earth. It's going to be, well, it is, but it's going to be some time now where a lot is being cleared. So if we can remember that what we see playing out is things being cleared, that we are moving in the right direction, that we are rising in frequency, and so everything held, all fear that we hold, all shame that we hold, that's a big one releasing now. It's going to be seen, and it's going to play out in our personal experience and in the external. And if we know this, it helps us while we are moving through it, because we remember that this is not the truth. This is actually the old frequency just playing out. And yes, it's challenging. We are human after all. We have a lot of emotions. And the more we open our heart, the more we feel other people, the more we feel other sentient beings. So have compassion for yourself, nurture yourself, and give yourself what you need. And be honest about how you're feeling. It's a lot happening now. It's a massive, huge time in the Earth's history that we are moving through. But it will really help you if you know that whatever is coming up now is for a huge clearing for your own alignment. Everything that is happening in the collective is lower frequencies clearing off the Earth. And we're moving in the right direction. We truly are. I think I will need to to stop before I start coughing more now. But I hope this can help you guys, and I will be back as soon as I can with some more information. Keep doing your work. Keep nurturing yourself, having compassion for others. They're moving through the exact same things as you are and as I am. We are shifting in frequency so rapidly now. It's amazing, and you're doing it. Remember that no matter how you feel, remind yourself that you're doing it. And you're doing a great job for humanity. So thank you. Lots of love to everyone. Bye bye.